Key news right now at noon. We are learning prosecutors are going to retry Alex Murdaugh in the deaths of his wife and son after South Carolina's High Court overturned convictions.
The South Carolina Supreme Court citing former county clerk Becky Hill's comments to jurors. The defense says her statements like, quote, watch his body language implied Murdaugh's guilt. The attorneys say that prevented him from getting a fair trial with an impartial jury. Prosecutors acknowledge Hill spoke to some jurors but said the comments were minor. Murdaugh was convicted in March 2023. He will remain in jail.